simple answer to that question is we haven't really changed our focus. We know what we're good at, which is we are a premium full-service airline, and that's what our customers expect of us. So even during the downturn, at the worst of it last year, we continued to focus on the premium end of the market. We continued to invest in the product and the services. We didn't fundamentally change our business strategy. But what we do adapt is the marketing strategy from time to time with respect to fare promotions and that sort of thing during a downturn, and we've done that in the past, and we did it in the last one as well. Well, the marketing strategy hasn't fundamentally changed either for Singapore Airlines, but during the downturn what we do is we tweak the marketing strategy to cope with reductions in demand. For example, at the beginning of early in the downturn last year, what we did is we reduced capacity to match demand. So demand fell quite substantially, so we cut capacity by about 10 to 11%. At the same time, we then focused on trying to get people to travel again, encouraging people to travel again. And we did that through marketing strategies such as fare promotions and working with partners in the tourism authorities, for example, coming up with frequent flyer program promotions. But there wasn't a fundamental shift in our focus because we know what we're good at and we know what our customers expect of us, which is to be a premium full-service airline. Lessons learned, I guess, were similar to lessons we learned in previous downturns, which is to continue focusing on the product. You can fundamentally change your business model if you want, but your customers will remember that of you. And we have to take a long-term view in this business. So we don't just fundamentally change our business focus as a result of the downturn. So even during the downturn, at the worst of it, we continued to invest in the product. We continued to take delivery of new airplanes. We continued to enhance the in-flight entertainment system. We even announced plans, and we implemented them to retrofit, to put the new cabin interiors on some of our older aircraft. So the lesson learned, again, from what we learned in previous downturns, is to take that long-term view, and that hasn't changed. Well, not directly related to the recession or the downturn, but competition in this industry has continued to grow. So we are, coping with that or adapting to it as we always have. Singapore Airlines is here to this day. It is what it is because of competition. When the airline was founded, we were, as you know, in a very small place. Singapore has a small population base, yet we carry between 16 and 18 million passengers per year right now. And the reason that the airline has been able to get to where it is today really is a result of competition, because we've had to work harder to get to the place where we're at now. So competition is continuing to be enhanced, it's growing, and we are, as a result, continuing to improve on the product and services that we offer to face the changing environment in that sense. The marketing approach, again, won't fundamentally change, if you will. I mean, we adapt it as required. Every year there are ups and downs. There are peak periods, there are weaker periods. So as we did during the downturn last year, we maintained a flexible and nimble approach. So going forward, that has to be something that we stick to as well. This is a cyclical business. There will be more downturns, we know. When times are tough, we will adapt accordingly with by reducing capacity where necessary and working with our staff, for example, to help the company through the downturn. But when times are good as well, it's an opportunity for growth again. And right now we are at a stage where growth is coming back. We are adding capacity again. In the current financial year, we're adding a couple of new destinations. We are enhancing the services, increasing frequency on existing routes. So those sort of things go hand in hand with the marketing focus to focus on key areas of our network to enhance and improve our product alongside that as well. Current financial year, we are seeing growth again across our network. Things are starting to come back quite nicely. As a result, we've been able to, it's given us the confidence, I guess, to launch new destinations. We started operating to Munich on the 28th of March, so the end of the last financial year technically. But that started with 5 flights a week, and it has gone very well. So we've just increased it to daily service. We're also adding in North Asia and the Americas are also doing quite well. We are adding frequency to Moscow and Houston, for example, and in North Asia, one we're quite excited about now is Tokyo Haneda Airport. We already fly to Narita Airport 2 times a day, but from the 31st of October we'll be adding 2 daily flights to Haneda. So it's very good for the business traveler. It's closer to the center of town, so it'll complement our existing services to Narita quite nicely. So those are some examples of what we're doing, but there are other areas across our network as well where we're adding frequency to. So it's again, we're at the stage where we're able to start growing again after a difficult year last year where we had to reduce capacity, and that we are confident we'll be able to continue in next year as well. We'll be able to increase that even further. Media channels, we have a wide variety of media channels that we tap into across our network, for example, and in certain markets they differ, of course. So we don't really have any one that we only do. We basically focus across everything, and it changes depending on the market that we're operating in. Some, for example, will be more online, for example, and that is something that is constantly adapted throughout the year. So it's very hard to say now what we're going to do at the end of the year, partly because different markets have different needs. Like many companies around the world, we're coming to terms with social media. We don't pretend to be experts in it, so right now we're sort of at the stage where we're observing and trying to learn best practice out there and see where we can get into it. We have taken some steps with Twitter, for example, from a marketing approach in trial markets to see how we can get into it. But at this stage, the key focus, I think, has been on monitoring and seeing what people are saying about us. Social media, it's impossible to be in every single social media channel that's out there. There's just too many, and they're changing all the time. So for now, we are monitoring very closely and listening to the conversation and seeing what people are saying about us, and that's helping us continue to enhance our product and services as well. So we're learning a lot from it right now.